obeisances. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. शृण्वतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृदयन्तस्थो भद्राणि वितनोति सोच्छ्रतम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 19, King Prithvi's 100 or Sacrifice, text number 38, 41938. स्वात्वं विमर्शयस्य भावं प्रजापते संकल्पनं विश्वासजं पिपीब्रूहि ऐन्द्रिं च मायम् उपाधर्मामातरं प्राचण्ड प्राखण्ड पतं प्रभो जाहि. Synonyms: the aforesaid tvam yo. Vimarsha, considering, asya, of the world, bhavam, existence, prajapate, O protector of the people, sankalpanam, the determination, vishwasrajam, of the progenitors of the world, pipipruhi, just to fulfill, aindrim, created by the king of heaven, cha, also, mayam, illusion, upadharma, of the religious system of so-called sannyasa, mataram, the mother, prachanda, furious, dangerous, Prakhandapatam, the path of sinful activities. Prabhu, O Lord, Jahi, please conquer. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O Protector of the people in general, please consider the purpose of your being incarnated by Lord Vishnu. The irreligious principles created by Indra are but mothers of so many unwanted religions. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately. Purport: Lord Brahma addresses King Prithu as Prajapati just to remind him of his great responsibility in maintaining the peace and prosperity of the citizens. Maharaja Prithu was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead for this purpose only. It is the duty of the ideal king to see that people are properly executing religious principles. Lord Brahma especially requested King Prithu to conquer the pseudo-religious principles produced by King Indra. In other words, it is the duty of the state or king to put a stop to pseudo-religious systems produced by unscriptureless persons. Originally, a religious principle is one given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it comes through the channel of disciplined succession in two forms. Lord Brahma requested Prithu Maharaj to desist from his unnecessary competition with Indra, who was determined to stop Prithu Maharaj from completing 100 yagnas. Instead of creating adverse reactions, it was better for Maharaja Prithu to stop the yagnas in the interest of his original purpose as an incarnation. This purpose was to establish good government and set things in the right order. Thus, end of purport. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते रमापदस्वामिनिति नाम्ने. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम्ने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवति पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. I humbly bow down and seek blessings from all assembled Vaishnavas. Please thank you for giving me opportunity to purify myself, and please forgive me for any shortcomings or misinterpretations or any speculations. So basically, I'm summarizing this verse from purport and also one of the lecture from Hyderabad ISKCON. So here, in this particular section, we are seeing how King Prithu wanted to perform 100 Ashwamedha yagnas for the pleasure of the Lord. His intention was to please the Lord so that all the citizens get benefited. That is his motivation. But all of a sudden, Lord Indra uh, came and he thought that in other way, and he thought that he is competing with him, and he also thinking that King Prithu wanted to become king of Swarga. So he tried different ways to stop the Yajna, like stealing the horse, appearing as a sannyasi to stop Yajna. So he's trying his own uh, personal, he's trying his own in personal activities. I mean, like interpreting himself in different ways to stop the Yajna. So at that time, Lord Brahma and Vishnu also came in that ceremony, and they know that they are seeing about the activities of the Indra. And at that time, King Prithu was hearing submissively about that situation over there. But here in the purport, Prabhupada mentions very clearly that King Prithu's intention is not to show up at all. So his intention is to please Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here he understood that, but he is listening. Now, of course, the Lord Brahma and Vishnu, they are also uh, helping, insisting uh, King Prithu to stop the Yajna immediately. Why? Because they are seeing the situation is not good over there. So here, the interesting fact is that generally, if anybody does wrong, they will get some instructions to correct. But here, on the other side, here King Prithvi is getting instructions to stop, but he did not argue anything with his false ego. Just he listened the instructions from Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and Brahma, and he stopped. He just listened. He did not argue at all. The Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu, they did not instructed Lord Indra because he's already in a bad mood, and he don't want to. They don't want to give those instructions because he won't take it at that time. So basically, whenever we are doing devotional service with our with pure heart, at that time this false ego will goes away, and we will hear those things, and that will true message goes into our heart very clearly. Here is best example that King Prithu setting an example for us that he did not argue anything. He did not show up any of his false ego. Just he accepted the instruction as it is, and he followed it. So in general, when we are practicing purely, when we become pure devotees in exalted positions, even Lord will get suppression from us because he don't want to lose us at all. Even in one of the Chaitanya Charitamrita lectures, I have seen that Lord Chaitanya commented like he is feeling separation after departure of the Haridas Thakur. How can I stay? How can I live in this place without him? That he's stating because Haridas Thakur was so intimate to Lord Chaitanya. So in continuation to that, uh, Brahma is telling the purpose of King Prithu's incarnation, and is insisting that you are empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the reason you are here, and you need to maintain the peace and prosperity of the citizens. That is your true duty, and you need to execute properly all the religious activities. And even if you see anything other than that, like pseudo religions, you need to take action. So he's giving his like he is reminding all these activities. And in addition to that, here uh, people are so pious in general, but because of the prevalent in the society, because of the pseudo religions, they are becoming. Uh, I mean, like they are so attracted to these Mayavatis, and they are going in the wrong path. Even for the Prabhupada, when he came to the West at that time, uh, also we there are a lot of Mayavatis, and uh, there are approximately in one of the lecture I seen, so more than 750 versions of Bhagavad are there in that time during 1970s, 80s, 60s. But why people are using in order to become name and fame, or maybe in order to bring up their own personal propagandas, they are using this Bhagavad Gita because Bhagavad Gita is very famous and they want to write its own their own versions. In that way, These Mayavatis are attracting the pious people and they are wasting the lives of the pious people in the society. So, in that context, we have to be very, very careful whenever we are following anything. I mean, like here, of course, Prabhupada gave us very good instructions, clear path, and this is. I know that many people are. The other day also we have seen many people are copy pasting here, but they are not giving the true message. Next, the question comes to us that okay, when you are following path, what are the things we need to be see? What are the things we need to see that it is authorized or not? The first thing we need to see that it has to come from parampara. The second thing, whenever the speaker or the preacher is talking about this thing, we need to see that whether he is following strictly or not. These are the two major things we need to see so that the true message will go into our heart. This is the best example. That's the reason Prabhupada set a very good example and he walked according to his words. And that's the reason millions of people have transferred their life by reading the Prabhupada books because he set that example in that books as well. That's the reason Prabhupada always emphasized on book reading and book distribution and also preaching because in the society there are a lot of Mayavatis who is attracting the normal people. So in addition to that, King Prithu explained all the things to Lord Brahma explained all the things to Prithu as a reminder and he did not order anything. Lord Brahma requested Prithu to desist from his unnecessary competition with Indra who was determined to stop Prithu Maharaj from completing 100 yajnas. Instead of creating adverse reactions, it was better for Maharaj Prithu to stop the yajnas in the interest of his original purpose as an incarnation. This purpose was to establish good government and set things in the right order. So here we need to understand the purpose of why here Lord Brahma set an example and also he changed a rule over that it looks for us. Yes, we need to understand. Similarly, we need to understand the purpose of every rule and regulation in the devotional service, what we do and what we follow. That's the reason Rupa Goswami said in the Nectar of Instructions that Niyam Agraha and Niyam Agraha. So neglecting rules and regulations, and second thing, following rules and regulations for namesake. So we need to be very clear. So when you are neglecting any rule, so why it is happening, we need to think of it. And when we follow also, why we need to follow, we need to see, we need to understand the basic fundamental behind that. Otherwise, it will be namesake. So ultimately, whatever devotional service we do, it has to bring closer to the God, or it has to uplift our consciousness. Then only uh, that will brings or that brings an progress and advancement in our devotional service. Otherwise, we cannot progress. In addition to that, I have seen one thing, one quote from Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma swanstitha pumsham vishvake vishvakshena katasuya notpadayat yadiratim stama evahi kevalam. So the occupational activities and the devotional service in day-to-day activities when we perform according to his own position are so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. Sama evahi kevalam. That means when you are not bringing that attraction towards the personality of Godhead, that means it's a useless labor. So make, we cannot change the rules and regulations, whatever Prabhupada gave to us. We need to follow it very strictly. For example, when we can change it because when we understand the purpose. So we need to understand the purpose. So we have seen one example that a shopkeeper told to his security, hey, whenever customer comes to purchase something, they need to leave their shoes outside only. They should not come with shoes. So he's instructing all the customers just leave the shoes over here and just go without shoes into the shop. One customer came, he left his shoes in his car, which is okay. Then once the customer come to the entrance, the security is telling to him that, hey, no, you should not keep your shoes in your car. You need to keep it on the rack here. That is again, because the security don't know the purpose behind it. That's the reason he's followed only one thing blindly, and he's saying the same thing to the customers. That is incorrect. Sometimes some rules and regulations are changing in day-to-day activities according to the time circumstances, but we need to understand the purpose behind it. Then only that sentence, that meaning will come to our that will understand to our devotional service. In addition to that, I have seen one more thing. Lord, for example, Dhruva, in the previous chapters, we have seen that Dhruva Maharaj went to forest to continue to please Lord Vishnu, to continue his devotional service. At that time, in the same canto, 8th chapter, 54th verse, Narada Muni instructed to Dhruva Maharaj, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mantrenanena Devasya Kuryat Dravyamayam Buddha Saparyam Vividher Dvayer Desha Kala Vibhagavit. Translation is that Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is the 12 syllable mantra for worshipping Lord Krishna. One should install the physical forms of the Lord, and with the chanting of the mantra, one should offer flowers and fruits and other varieties of foodstuffs exactly according to the rules and regulations prescribed by authorities. But this should be done in consideration of place, time, and attendant conveniences and inconveniences. Uh, Narada Muni instructed Dhruva Maharaj about this. Why? Because according to and Narada Muni knows the purpose, Dhruva Maharaj also knows the purpose. That's the reason he is transferring that exactly. According to the time, place, and circumstance, there might be chance that we can change some rules and regulations, because we know that in the forest what he can get, what is the paraphernalia he can get. So that's the reason he gave that instruction, so he can continue his devotional service. So in that way, we can continue the devotional service according to the uh, new rule and regulation, whatever it is. But the in the society, we are seeing a lot of pseudo gurus. They are not giving this message at all, and we are not in a position to discriminate them as well, because the Mayavatis are so attractable to the normal people. They will get it. They will attract it very easily. And if you don't understand the basic fundamental in the devotional service, how you will discriminate? It will be different, right? It will be tough for the people. So here, the summary is that we need to understand the philosophy in such a way as is whatever Prabhupada told to us, so that when we apply in our life, then the purification will happen automatically. So I will stop here. Thank you.